Hi everybody, Stephen Aitchison here. This is a special show, and one I've never really done or spoken about before is cryptocurrencies. A lot of people have been asking because I've been talking about cryptocurrencies in the past in my live shows. So I thought I'd do a special live show about cryptocurrencies and just answer any questions that you might have. And I want to help you with the cryptocurrencies, any kind of beginner's questions that you have with regards to cryptocurrencies as well. So, as I said, this is about kind of cryptocurrencies and how it's going to change the world and how I think it's going to change the world and why, and just see if there's any questions that you have as well about cryptocurrencies in general, because a lot of people don't kind of understand what cryptocurrencies are and how it is going to change the world. But first of all, I want to show you a video of what stage we're at with regards to cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to kind of pull up a video just now. 1 second.
56 past. I wasn't prepared to translate that.
Because
I was doing that little tease.
Right, okay. So remember, this is a stage we're at.
See, that's
people
what I
talking
said.
about this just like they did back in 1994 about something else. But this is a total world
I'd never heard it said.
This is going to change the world
but never
as
heard it
we know
said.
it.
And then it sounded stupid when I
I'm
said
going to show you this video about what stage we're at with cryptocurrencies as well.
I heard around big fight up in the lunchroom the other week.
See, there it is. Violence at NBC, GE.com. I mean...
Well, Allison should know.
What is Internet anyway?
Internet is that
massive computer network.
The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big? How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what Internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Allison will be in the studio shortly.
What
does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like a computer billboard.
It's not an. It's a computer billboard, but it's nationwide, and it's several universities and everything all joined together.
Right.
And others can access it.
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
It came in really handy during the quake. A lot of people, that's how they were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie, and I've been
talking. But you don't need a phone line to operate Internet?
No.
Back now at 56 past, I
So I thought that was quite funny when I seen that. When I seen that, people talking about the Internet back in 1994, when nobody really knew what the Internet was. They kind of knew it was there, and they were trying to explain what the @ symbol was. This is the stage we're at with cryptocurrencies just now. Because a lot of people are saying to me or asking me and my friends and kind of family saying, am I not too late to get into Bitcoin, to get into cryptocurrencies? I'm not too late to get on board. No, this is literally just the beginning. And 2018 is going to be the year that's going to go mainstream. 2018 is going to be a landmark year for cryptocurrencies because it's going to go mainstream. There's going to be a tipping point. So everybody's kind of heard about Bitcoin. They don't understand what it is. They don't understand about the other cryptocurrencies. There's 1,400 cryptocurrencies out there, and there's probably going to be another 1,000 added this year alone with what we call ICOs, which is initial coin offerings. So it's probably going to be about 2,500 cryptocurrencies, and they all do different things. Some of them are just crap coins, they're not that good, but some of them are going to change the world literally. Bitcoin is changing the world as we know it. If we think about it, just now, we've got 7.5 billion people in the world just now. 3 billion of those people have no access to kind of banking system in any shape or form. That's nearly half of the world's population have no access to a banking system. For various reasons. We're talking about kind of places like Africa and places like that. And another 2.5 billion have not got access to adequate banking systems. With Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, that is going to completely change. It's going to completely change, and more people are going to have access to a banking system that's for the people and is being created by the people as well. So we take out the controls from the government. We take out the controls from the banking systems themselves. Now, I'm not kind of being a conspiracy theorist and just saying the whole government is corrupt and the banking system's corrupt as well, but we know it is. It really is. If we look at kind of what's happened in the past, even in the UK with Royal Bank of Scotland and things like that, and what's happened in kind of America, just all the kind of financial systems collapsing there because of greedy people, greedy, corrupt people. This is what happens, but you cannot get this in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. So what I wanted to do here was just answer any questions, if you have any questions at all. And for me, cryptocurrencies is about, it's about something bigger than just making money. You can make a lot of money on cryptocurrencies. There's going to be more millionaires created in 2018 than any other time in history because of cryptocurrency. For For me, I've not got kind of facts to back that up, but I know that is going to be the case. In 2018, there's going to be more millionaires created because of cryptocurrency. And I think that stat will come out soon enough this year sometime. There's going to be kind of hundreds of thousands of millionaires created this year because of cryptocurrencies. But if we look at what Satoshi Nakamoto was trying to do back in 2008 when Bitcoin was first brought out, he was trying to create a system whereby it wasn't controlled by one entity. And that's what Bitcoin is all about. So Bitcoin essentially is a ledger. It's a public ledger. And if you think of a ledger as a spreadsheet, so think about the ledger as a spreadsheet, but it's not stored in one place. The spreadsheet is stored around thousands of computers around the world, and it's a much more secure system. So if you're going to send me some Bitcoin, you can send it to me and it's stored on that ledger. It's kind of put up onto the ledger, and multiple people from around the world have to confirm that ledger. So that's what makes it so secure as well, and that's what makes it what they call decentralized. So this is the whole ethos behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well, that it is decentralized. Not one entity controls it. It's not stored on one particular server. It's not controlled by one government body or one banking body or any other body at all. It's made by the people, and it's created better by the people as well, and it's for the people. So if you look at the ethos behind what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are doing, look at it from that point of view as well. However, a lot of people are getting into it because it's making a lot of people money as well. And I think that's where we should look at both of these sides when we're talking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and things like that as well. And because it's going to change the world, and we're just starting to see the potential of what they call the blockchain. So the blockchain is the backbone of every cryptocurrency. The blockchain is essentially the spreadsheet, the public ledger system that I was talking about. And that is what it's all based on. It's all based on the blockchain, and each coin, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, Cardano, just any of the cryptocurrencies, they each have their own blockchain. And that is the backbone of each cryptocurrency. So I believe literally we're just at the start of a revolution just now. I know we're at the start of a revolution. There's no doubt in my mind we're at the start of a revolution just now. The internet, as we know it just now, you know the internet, you can log on to a website just now and it's going to, you get it everywhere. But these kind of websites are stored in a central kind of computer or a central server somewhere. With blockchain, you're not going to have that. People are going to be building websites on blockchain whereby it's not stored on one computer, it's stored around millions of computers around the world. That is the evolution of the internet as well. It's going to be Internet 3.0 or 4.0 even. So the internet that you know of today is not going to exist. The housing market that you know today, where you go to a real estate agent and they sell your house for you, or they kind of evaluate and they sell your house and they do all that kind of stuff, that's not going to exist in 10 years' time either. You're not going to need a real estate agent. You're going to be able to do it peer-to-peer, whereby you're going to be able to buy somebody else's house with cryptocurrencies. There'll still be some regulations. There's going to be regulations in place from the government whereby you have to declare it, but you're not going to need the middleman. So this is all about cutting out the middleman. This is the ethos, the whole ethos behind cryptocurrencies. And that's why I'm really, really excited about it, because it's for the people. It's made by the people as well. It's getting made better by the people and the different companies coming out. And as I said, you can at the same time make a lot of money from it as well, investing in these kind of early startups. So a Bitcoin price just now is sitting at, Bitcoin price just now is sitting at about $10,000, about $11,000 as of today, I think it is. I'm just going to look at the price. 11,156 according to CryptoCompare.com. There's lots of different prices on different exchanges, but around $11,000. If we think where Bitcoin is going to be and how much it's going to grow, a lot of people think, it's gone from 10 cents up to $10,000. At one stage, it's been up to $20,000. The price of Bitcoin is going to go up to around maybe $100,000, possibly by the end of this year or 2019, or even $1 million. A lot of people, John McAfee, the likes of kind of John McAfee, who's big in the kind of Bitcoin world, is saying it's going to go up to $1 million. What makes it so valuable? Why is Bitcoin valuable? Because there's only a finite number of Bitcoins that are ever going to be produced in the world. So there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin in the world from as of 2040. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins. Now, when you think about all the people that are coming in to the cryptocurrency world, they're going to want a piece of the Bitcoin. So it's divisible. So it's divisible by 100 million Satoshis. That's how Bitcoin is made up. So it's divisible as well. So you can buy 0.1 of a Bitcoin or 0.0001 of a Bitcoin, and it's still going to be valuable as well. So you can kind of break it up into units of Satoshis as well, and that is still going to hold its value at the same time as well. So you don't have to buy one Bitcoin at 10,000. You could buy 0.01 for 1,000, for example, and still make a lot of money from it as well if you hold that coin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of just answer any questions that you have. So if you've got any questions, if you're a beginner into cryptocurrencies and don't quite understand it yet, this is what this live is really all about. It's just to kind of answer your questions on cryptocurrency, how you can get into it, why you should get into it. Everybody should get into it, honestly. So I'm just going to see if there's any questions here. So if you've got any, just let me know. There's a couple of people asking about the course as well. Obviously, I've got a course on it as well. I'm really big into it, but I want to help as many people in the world as possible to kind of understand cryptocurrency as well. So I have got a course on it. Yes, there's going to be a charge for it, but it's not going to be $5,000 or anything like that. It's only $97. So I'm just going to put that to the top if you're interested in learning more about this. But I'm going to answer your questions just now because I think the key part for cryptocurrencies is understanding it first. Don't go into the markets blindly and buy because somebody else told you to, because I told you to buy a particular Bitcoin or somebody else told you to buy a Neo or Cardano or something like that. Try and understand what it's all about first. And then, trust me, once you understand it, you're going to get really excited about the possibilities. And then you're going to say, right, I'm going to want to get into cryptocurrencies. Now is the time to do it. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's any questions just now. Marley Tony, can anyone have access to in all countries in the world? Yes, that is a beautiful thing about cryptocurrency just now as well. Anybody can have access to it. So you can open up a wallet. For example, you can download a wallet for Bitcoin and you can buy some Bitcoin and put it into your wallet if you want to. And that's available to everybody across the world. Most people have mobile phones around the world. Most people, even we're talking Africa and the likes of Africa as well, everybody owns a mobile phone. So you can download what's called a wallet where you store your Bitcoin. You have to do your due diligence and keep it secure and make sure everything's secure as well. So anybody in the world can have cryptocurrency in their wallets. And it's going to be even more secure in the future as well. But there's ways to secure it. So you have to kind of make sure you do it. A lot of people have lost their Bitcoin because they've lost the password or they've lost the passphrase for the wallets or they don't know how to access it. So there's billions of Bitcoins around in some people's computers that they don't know how to access just now. So you have to make sure you're really secure when you actually kind of buy a Bitcoin and download it. So you have to back up your wallet.dat file. I know that's kind of a wee bit more kind of advanced, but you have to back up everything that you do when you kind of buy Bitcoins. That's the kind of one thing I would tell everybody, just back up everything that you're doing. Annette Denita Phillips, first time I'm hearing about this. How does one get involved? Thanks, Steve. Okay, so to get involved in cryptocurrency, what you have to do is open up an account. And the best place just now, at the moment, I don't particularly like this site, but the best place just now is Coinbase. Coinbase.com. And that is the best place just now. And I'm just going to, I can't give you the link to that. I can't give you the link to it just now, but it's Coinbase.com. And you set up with your bank account. So you link Coinbase.com with your bank account. You can transfer some money from your bank account into Coinbase and buy a bit of Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and what else have they got in there? Bitcoin Cash. So that they've got 4 of the major cryptocurrencies just now that you can buy. So Coinbase would be your best place to start. So you open up an account with them. Probably take about 7 days to get verified and everything. This is all about security, so you have to verify kind of who you are, who you say you are. So there's no kind of malice behind it. There's no kind of criminal activity. You have to upload a passport photo or your driver's license so they can be sure that it's not going to be used for nefarious reasons or whatever. So that's how to get started. That's the first stage of getting started into cryptocurrency. But educate yourself first. That's what this video is all about. Educate yourself first. Don't go in blindly and just buy Bitcoin or buy Ethereum or whatever. Educate yourself first. Once you get to know that, you'll understand it better and you'll feel much more comfortable about kind of investing into cryptocurrencies as well. Joe Puglisi is saying, how long do you have to hold the coin till it's worth more? It really depends. It really depends. So we're talking about the top 10 coins. So I'm going to go over to, we'll go over to coinmarket.com. This is one of the main sites where you're going to do your research. So you have to look at CoinMarket. CoinMarket.com lists all the cryptocurrencies that are available. Currently there's 1,486 cryptocurrencies. That's different coins. And there's thousands of markets as well. So Bitcoin just now is 11,283. It's went up 0.24%. Now, they're valued, or Bitcoin is valued at $189 billion. That's how much money is flowing in and out of the Bitcoin market alone. $189 billion. That's on a daily basis. That's how much is changing hands on a daily basis. The overall market cap for all the cryptocurrencies is $546 billion. That's $500 billion. Now, if we think about it, the stock market has got about $50 trillion in the kind of stock market just now. $50 trillion. Now, this is probably going to be controversial, but a lot of people say we're living in a bubble just now with the Bitcoin world. We're not. The stock market is a bubble because there's going to be more and more money coming out of the stock market and going into cryptocurrencies purely because of greed. Greed is going to drive that, and greed is what's going to drive up the cryptocurrency prices as well. There's going to be crashes, there's going to be dips, and there's a crash going on right just now. It went from about 19,500 last month down to about 10,000, 11,000 today. So that is where the value is just now. So if we look at back even January 2017, so the whole market capitalization of all the coins in the world was 16 billion. Now it's up to 546 billion. But last month, well, even this month, it was up to 820 billion. And there was a crash, kind of 50% off, at 428 billion. So there's going to be these dips in the market, just like the stock market as well. But at the moment, it's only worth 546 billion. That's going to go up. That means more money is going to come into cryptocurrency, and it's going to go up to well over $1 trillion, $2 trillion, $3 trillion, probably by the end of 2018. And a lot of people are going to say that that's just crazy. Why would people do that? A lot of people said this last year. A lot of people said it the year before. A lot of people said it the year before that. That Bitcoin is going to come at nothing. Then they see the price rise, and then they say, oh, Bitcoin is going to crash. Then they see the price rising again. Oh, Bitcoin is going to crash, just a bubble. And then it went up again. It's going to go up and up and up because of supply and demand. Only 21 million coins. Everybody trying to get their hands on that particular coin, Bitcoin. But there's lots of other coins you can make your money on as well. And investing for the long term, for the whole ethos behind it, and for the things that it can do as well. So Ethereum is another big one, and that's just jumped up over the last couple of months from about $300 to $1,000. Ripple was a huge one, jumped up from about, 1 cent. It was last year, kind of late last year, and it's jumped up to as high as $3, $3.50. Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. So there's lots of things going on in the market just now. So we're literally just getting started with the market. So that's what's so beautiful about the cryptocurrency stage. You're not too late. This is just the beginning of the cryptocurrency world. I'll just see if there's any more coins or any more questions. Jeanette Ramos, if they're making 21 million coins, what will happen after they sell out? Well, that's when, so by 2040 will be when the last Bitcoin is mined. They call it mining. So that will be when the last Bitcoin is mined, or the last Bitcoin is going to be made available, and then the total supply will be available to the world. So nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be traded as normal, but the price is going to go higher because more and more people are going to want it, because Bitcoin is the backbone of the cryptocurrency world at the moment. It could be that somebody else takes over Bitcoin. Personally, I don't think so, because it's been here for such a long time and they're making it better and better all the time. But nothing's going to happen. It just means the price is going to go even higher because of supply and demand. Can there be fake Bitcoin? No, that's the beautiful thing about this, Tabitha. That's Tabitha Welch. There can't be any fake Bitcoin out there because of the blockchain. So the security on the blockchain, there has to be thousands of people around the world confirm a transaction before it's actually confirmed as, yes, that person owns this particular Bitcoin, for example. So if you were to send one Bitcoin to me, thousands of people around the world, it has to be confirmed from their kind of computers or from their wallets. And from the mining world as well, that's the kind of backbone of kind of Bitcoin, and people who stake Bitcoin as well. So when we think about it that way, you cannot fake a Bitcoin. You cannot have fake Bitcoin out there. You can get people saying, send me some money and I'll send you some Bitcoin. That's scammers. That's totally different, but you cannot have a fake Bitcoin. That's why this is so secure as well. That's why cryptocurrencies are really taking off, because of the security system built in to the blockchain as well. Tina Farrar, welcome, Tina. Is it a physical coin or is it all on paper, so to speak? It's all digital. It's all digital. There's companies out there that have made kind of coins, physical coins, but it's just for kind of show. But it's all digital. It's all on the blockchain. We have to remember that and educate yourself about blockchain, what it is. But basically, it's a public ledger. It's like a public spreadsheet that not one person has on a computer. It's all around the world. Every single person in the world that's on that blockchain owns a piece of that blockchain, or owns a piece of that public ledger, so to speak. So it's all digital, Tina. We'll just see if there's any other questions. Douglas Love, hi Stephen, would you know the best way to create an external wallet, such as on a flash drive, or would you suggest, how would you do it if it were you too? Maybe even suggest a website or what you think is the best way to go about this. The best thing I think you can do for security would be to get a hardware wallet like Nano Ledger S. You can get that on Amazon. Just type in Nano Ledger S. Nano Ledger S. I've just typed that in there just now. So you'll be able to see that on Amazon. Amazon probably the best place to buy it from. So get it on Amazon, Nano Ledger S, or they've got other ones as well, Trezor and kind of hardware wallets like that. So hardware wallets are good. Paper wallets are good as well. So when you set up a wallet kind of online, you can download and print off the paper wallet. So it's got all the security details. So you print it off, you shut down your wallet so it's not on your computer, and then you put that piece of paper and you put it in a safe somewhere. That is the best, probably the most secure way to do it. I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but it's one of the most secure ways to do it, as long as you kind of do multiple copies of that and kind of store it in kind of secure places that nobody else is going to get access to. Because when you open up a wallet, for example, a Bitcoin wallet, what you do is you have a passphrase. So it could be a long, long, long passphrase that nobody's ever going to guess in the world. And then you've got your kind of address for it. And then you've got a secret key for it as well. So you print all those details off, print multiple copies of, keep them in safe places, and then nobody's ever going to be able to steal your kind of Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies that you've got. So I'd say Nano Ledger S is a really good kind of hardware wallet. You've got wallets online as well. Would I trust them? I don't know. And you've got exchanges that have got wallets as well with your kind of cryptocurrencies in as well. If you're trading a lot, then it's okay to keep it on the exchanges, but if you're going to buy and hold, if that's one of your strategies, which is a good strategy, then don't keep it on an exchange. Take it out of the exchange, send it from the exchange to your wallet, and then, or to your Nano Ledger S, and do it that way. That's probably the best way to do it. Mandy Hilton, is there an endless supply? So how does that work then? There's not an endless supply. So each coin that comes out, for example, we'll go back to, so we're going to go back to coinmarketcap.com. So you can see here Bitcoin, and I'll just make this bigger. Bitcoin has a circulating supply of 16 million just now. But if we click on that, it's going to tell you the maximum supply. So the maximum supply there's ever going to be of Bitcoin is 21 million. At the moment, there's a circulating supply of 16.8 million, and that's what people are trading just now. So you have to look at the circulating supply when you're looking at coins. When you're doing your research for coins, look at the circulating supply. Ethereum has a circulating supply of 97 million, but you can see the likes of Ripple. Ripple has a circulating supply of 38 billion. So we'll see what their total supply is. 99 billion they have a total supply of, but their price has still gone up. So you can see on CoinMarketCap as well, you've got a market capitalization. And the way to work out your market capitalization is to times the price of the coin at the moment by the circulating supply. So if we times 1.35 by 38 billion, or 38,739,142,811, then you're going to get $52 billion. That's what you're going to get. As the price goes up, the market cap is going to go up as well. So you have to look at the market cap when you're researching your coins as well. I'll just go to kind of any other questions here. We'll just go back. So no, there's not an infinite supply of coins. So somebody on the blockchain cannot make more Bitcoin. They cannot. It's not possible to do that. What are the questions I've got? Melissa Rose Rothschild, what about all the new cryptocurrencies, Stephen? There's loads of new cryptocurrencies coming out. So we'll go back to another site called ICO Alert. So these are what's called ICOs. ICOs is what's called an initial coin offering. That's when new cryptocurrencies come out. And one of the biggest ones that's coming out just now is Medical Chain. Each coin that comes out has a particular use for it. So with Medical Chain, what they're trying to do on Medical Chain, and they're just kind of releasing this to the public very soon on the 1st of February, what they're trying to do is store everybody's health records on the blockchain. So they're going to store everybody's health records on the blockchain. So wherever you go, there's no kind of paper stuff that you need to go to. If you're transferring from doctor to doctor, they don't have to send over your paper files and stuff like that. It's all on the blockchain, which is going to make kind of the health service much more efficient, and it's going to save them so much money. It's going to be unbelievable. So this is what Medical Chain are trying. This is just one of the things they're trying to do. So that's a particular case, a use example of the blockchain and particular coins. So this coin is coming out. They have what's called a token sale. This coin is coming out. They've had a pre-sale of it, so you have to register for it, and you have to do a KYC, which is know your customer, and you have to upload your passport photo. And a lot of Americans are not allowed into, because of American regulation, American government regulations, most Americans are not allowed to participate in ICOs. But from the UK, if you're from the UK, you can do it, and from Europe, you can do it, it's no problem. But this particular coin at the kind of ICO stage is 25 cents. But when it comes to market, that means when it's going to go sale on the public markets, like Binance or Bittrex, if it goes to sale on one of them, it's probably going to go up to maybe 50 cents to $1 to $1.50. And a lot of people are going to be clamoring for this because they think it's a good idea. It's got world case use there as well. It's got a really good idea behind it. It's got a good team behind it as well. So that's how you find out about all the new coins coming out. And there's probably going to be over 1,000 that are going to be created this year alone. So there's going to be around about 3,000 coins in total. But you have to do your due diligence and look for the good ones, and ones that you think is a good idea, got a good team behind them, got a good white paper as well when you're doing the research. So I'll just go back to the questions. Joe Puglisi is saying, what's the lowest amount of coin you can buy? You could buy one. If you want to buy one coin, you can buy one coin if you want. So it just depends on the actual coin that you're going to buy. So if you want to buy one Ripple, it'll cost you $1.35 plus your transaction fees. So your transaction fees to buy one Ripple is probably not going to be worth it. Your transaction fees might be, I don't know, 20 cents, 30 cents or something like that. But if you're going to buy 1,000, obviously that's $1,300, $1,500, $500, $1,350 it's going to cost you. So you can do that, but you can buy as little as one if you want. And you don't need to have a lot of money to make a lot of money in the cryptocurrency world. So if you'd bought, again, we'll just go back. This is just to give you an idea as well about the possibilities. So we're going to go to Ripple. and we'll go to the historical data, and we'll look at all data for this. So I'm just going to give you an example here. So we'll go to all time. Ripple first came out in 2015, I believe it was. It's probably even longer, 2014. So if we look at the price of Ripple in 2014, it was 0.004 cents. So if we then go to calculate and say, okay, I'm going to put $1,000 in Ripple and divide that by 0.004, you'd have had 250,000 Ripple for $1,000. So $1,000 in today's money with Ripple would be worth 250,000, over 250,000. So if you times that by 1.35, which is today, you'd have $337,500. So this is why the ICOs come out as well, and this is why it's good to get in on ICOs and good coins that have a low market capitalization. But there's different strategies for investing in cryptocurrency as well. My strategy would be, if you were going to go into cryptocurrency and you had $1,000, is put maybe $600 in the top coins. So I would say Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Neo, I would put in, and maybe Bitcoin Cash as well. So I'd say about 70% of that. Then 30% is for speculative coins. That's the coins that are just coming onto the market, or the coins that have got low market cap, you think have got a good idea and they've got a chance of rising. So that way you're going to have a diverse portfolio and a balanced portfolio as well. That would be my suggestion if you were going to get into this. Let's see if there's any other questions. If you've asked a question already and I've missed it, just put your question in again. I'll get back to it. Laurie Emmett, welcome, Laurie. Is there a minimum investment that you would say is worthwhile? Are there transaction fees or costs associated with buying and selling? Yes. Unfortunately, Coinbase, they are just, I don't like them at all. There's ways around it, but there is a fee associated. It depends on what you buy. If you buy Litecoin, for example, from Coinbase, you can buy it relatively cheaply and it's only going to be a couple of pounds to that as a transaction fee for it. So it's not going to be 10% or anything like that. If you buy it with your credit card, it's going to be a lot more as well. So I wouldn't suggest buying it with credit card. So link your bank account. So there's not a minimum investment. So you could buy so think of it as buying $100 worth of Litecoin or Bitcoin, or $100 worth of Ethereum. You're not going to get one full Ethereum coin or token. You're not going to get one full one, but you'll get a fraction of it. So Ethereum just now is $1,000. If you put in $100, you're going to get 1/10 of an Ethereum kind of token. And that's what you'll be buying, and you just store that. So if Ethereum goes up to $10,000 in a couple of years' time, or this year, for example, that $100 that you put in is now worth $1,000, if that makes sense. So there's not a minimum amount, and this is a beautiful thing about it as well. The thing I would suggest doing if you're just getting started is put away $100 a month if you can afford it, and just put it into cryptocurrency. But I can't emphasize this enough. Educate yourself first on cryptocurrency before you even think about going into it. That's what my program is all about. It's about educating people that don't really know about it, so they're more informed, so they can get into cryptocurrency for themselves. So I can't stress that enough. Definitely educate yourself first, but a good strategy, if you've not got a lot of money, $100 in every month. Just keep building up your portfolio, building it up and building it up and building it up. And that's what I've done. So I started off my journey in June of 2017, just last year. So we're talking 8 months ago. I sold a website for $20,000, but instead of getting the money, the $20,000, I said to the person who was kind of my business partner at the time, who was into cryptocurrencies in a big way, I just said to him, listen, could you give me $20,000 worth of Bitcoin instead of the money? And he said, yes, no problem. So he sent over 8 Bitcoins to me, because the Bitcoins at the time in June 2017 was $2,500. And you know how much has gone up to then, but I sold all the Bitcoin for other smaller cryptocurrencies because I research the market. When I go into something, I like to research it for hours and hours and hours and hours. I become obsessed with it. And I kind of sold all the Bitcoin and went into the smaller coins. So that initial $20,000 is now worth around $407,000 as of today. In fact, $410,000 $20,000. And we're in a crash just now. Once we come out of the crash, it's probably going to go up to about 600,000. So $20,000 into 600,000 in the space of 8 months is a good return on investment. Now, I've not cashed out. When I cash out, I'm going to have to pay tax. So I just want to build up and build up and build up and diversify that portfolio. Put into safe coins like Bitcoin, Neo, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, and then speculate on other coins as well. So I hope that helps. There was another question there. Jenny White, love this. We'll join this group. Excellent, Jenny. Be good to see you there. Demetrius is saying Epic Live. Thanks very much, Demetrius. This was purely just for education. So if you've got any questions, just ask away. And if you've asked already, just ask again, because there's loads of comments about this. Right. Joy Hambleton saying, how do you cash in when you want to access the money? Brilliant question. So what you do, you've opened up your Coinbase account. You bought some Bitcoin from your Coinbase account, or you've opened up an account on an exchange which sells other cryptocurrencies, but we'll just go for the easy option just now. Coinbase, you bought some Bitcoin and you want to cash out. You just literally sell them in Coinbase, and that you can transfer the money that you've kind of sold the Bitcoin for into your bank account because you've already linked your bank account. But remember, depending on what country you come from, if you cash out, you have to pay tax on that because it's seen as either a capital gains tax or income tax, depending on the country that you come from. In the UK, it'll be classed as capital gains tax because unless you're a trader. If you're a cryptocurrency trader, you'll need to class it as income tax, which is tax of probably 45% if you're earning a lot of money from it. Capital gains tax is going to be, you're allowed to earn £11,300 in the UK before you get taxed on it. So if you sold £5,000 worth, you wouldn't get taxed on it in the UK. But you have to check out your country and how much your tax laws are and how much you would have to pay. So check that out as well. Just be careful. You're still going to have to pay tax. So keep yourself right there. Whereas if you hold it, then it might be a better long-term strategy. Tina Farrar. There's another good question. Is the government involved in this? Officially, no. The government are officially looking into kind of the effects that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to have on it. But I believe they are in Bitcoin already, into the markets, the cryptocurrency markets, and I would imagine it'll be Bitcoin and the big ones like Ethereum, and they will be manipulating to a degree what happens in the markets. So again, this might be a conspiracy theory or it might sound like it, but I believe they are manipulating the markets just now in order to scare people not to go into cryptocurrencies. Because the governments, trust me, the government, the banking system, the financial system are all shitting themselves about cryptocurrency because it's going to shake up everything that's happening in the world today as we know it. And that's not a bold statement or a big statement. I honestly believe that it's just going to shake up the world as we know it just now. And they are shiting themselves because they'll no longer have control. Now, the government are going to bring in controls, I would imagine, to stop you profiting from all this kind of cryptocurrency or stop you getting into it, or they're going to do some stuff. China's doing it, South Korea's doing it. The Chinese government are banning what they call ICOs, which I've spoke about. They're banning Bitcoin exchanges and stuff like that as well, but it's not going to go away. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies is not going to go away. It's only going to get bigger. So the government, I would say, are involved in it, and I would say they are largely due to the kind of crashes and things like that as well, because they want to manipulate the market to scare people off from going into cryptocurrency. And I can understand why, because it's just going to completely revolutionize everything that we know. It's going to revolutionize the housing market, the insurance market, the financial system, the banking system, the health system. Is going to revolutionize everything about the world as we know it. The internet, you're not going to be able to log onto a website like you used to before, because it's all going to be on the blockchain, and it's going to be a different kind of internet. And the likes of Amazon and even Facebook are going to have to catch up with that and put their websites onto the blockchain. And it's going to make it a lot cheaper, it's going to make it a lot faster, a lot more secure as well, so the government's not going to have access to your data like they do just now because you're on the internet. And they can go to the companies that host the internet that you're on just now and get your data if they want to. That's not going to happen anymore. So companies like Substratum, Titanium, they've just come out. Titanium's going to be a huge coin, I think. They're looking to decentralize the internet. They're looking to revolutionize the internet. So the internet is not going to exist the way you know it just now. That's how big this is going to be. And there's so many other things happening that you wouldn't be able to get your head around. It's just unbelievable. And people are just kind of walking around and they don't really know about this. And that's one of my goals, to teach them about it so they understand the kind of consequences of it, but also so they understand how to build up their wealth in the future as well. Because if you get in just now in 2018, this is a year to get. Trust me, this is a year to get in. This is a tipping point year. It's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely massive. And this is all you're going to be hearing about on the news as well very, very soon. Jenny White, can polish up my financial and banking knowledge. Jenny, you'd be ideal for this because of your background in corporate banking. It was a corporate banking you were in? I think it was a corporate banking, something like that. So you would be ideal to get into this. I would imagine you would kind of love this kind of stuff, just looking at the numbers and doing the research and stuff like that as well. And that's my area. I love doing the research and finding hidden gems. Jenny White, yes, you have to pay tax for winnings. Every country is different. Every country is different. I know Germany, they have a kind of different tax system to the UK, but it's kind of similar. But they have the capital gains tax and the income tax as well. So yeah, every country is different, so you have to look out for that. Right, Tina Farrar is saying, great question, Kimberly. So I've missed a question from Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Kimberly demand, what if the computers go down or crash? Do you lose it all? No, that's a beautiful thing. So you essentially, when you download a wallet, for example, you get an encrypted address. That encrypted address is stored on thousands of computers around the world. If your computer goes down, obviously you have to have the backup there. So if your computer crashed and the hard drive fried, if you backed up your data, like I said, to print it off, to put it onto kind of hard drive or something like that as well, and backed up all your data, then all you need is a private key or the passphrase for it, download the wallet again and get back into it, because all your information is stored on the blockchain. Now, when I say information, it's not your name, it's not your address, nothing like that. It's just your private key, or it's called a transaction. So it's like a hash key, kind of, sort of. So it's stored on the blockchain. So you can get back into your wallet if your computer was to fry, if it was to go on fire and the hard kind of drive was to fry up, you can get access to it. As long as you've done your security, backed up your data, you're going to be fine. So this is why a lot of people lost their bitcoins in the past, because they didn't back up. So they had the wallets on the hard drive on the computer crashed, couldn't get access to the wallets again, they didn't back up, they didn't have the passphrase or the private key, or they didn't encrypt it or anything like that, and they didn't have access to the bitcoins anymore. Some people have lost millions because of that. So you have to do the security is a big, big thing. So that is a really good question. Jenny White, speak to your bank if you want to know about taxing your profits. Yeah, I would definitely suggest, if you're going to get into it, speak to an accountant, but speak to an accountant who knows about Bitcoin tax laws. Because the British government, they brought out a paper in 2014. 2014, things have changed so much in the space of 3 years or 4 years now, and they've not caught up with it yet. The governments have not caught up. The governments are elephants just now who are not catching up, and they're very slow to make legislation around kind of cryptocurrencies. So you have to speak to somebody that knows about kind of Bitcoin and tax and stuff like that as well. But at the very least, you're going to probably pay 20% tax if you take a big chunk of money out. So if I was to take the $420,000 out just now, I'll have to pay a lot of tax on that. But I'm not going to do that. There's smart ways to do it. If you're going to take out in the UK, you just have to be smart about it, but within the parameters of the law as well. I'll just see if there's any other questions. Mira Salama, I will start searching about this and contact my bank and all the rules regarding that. This is my country. Yes, definitely do that. I think that's a good idea. Fleur Delise, hi Stephen, watching you from Abu Dhabi. Thank you for sharing. Can you give me some link where I can educate myself about this Bitcoin cryptocurrency? The internet. Mr. Googs. Just type in Mr. Googs and type in what is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency, what is blockchain, and you'll be able to educate yourself. That's a good way to do it. YouTube is a brilliant resource as well. Some amazing YouTubers out there talking about cryptocurrency. And you can join my channel as well if you want to. I talk about specific cryptocurrencies. So I'm just going to go on to and give you my channel just now, and I'll link that to you as well if you want to find out about specific coins. But I'll also talk about other kind of crypto stuff as well. Tina Ferrara saying, wow, this is crazy interesting. It is. It's amazing, isn't it? And you're just getting in the ground floor. A lot of people think they've missed out. They're just literally starting this. It's unbelievable. Jenny White, our whole lives will change in every area. Gets me really excited. This is, honestly, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is revolutionary. This is going to change. This is going to do to the world what the internet done to the world. That's how big it is. I mean, can you even imagine what it was like before the internet? Can you imagine what your life was? I can't really think about a time when I didn't have the internet, because I got in really early on the internet as well. Really early, I think, when it kind of first came out. I really kind of jumped on it. I knew it was going to be big. This is going to eclipse what the internet done for the world. Cryptocurrencies are going to change the world so much. It's going to be unbelievable. Laurie Emmett, am I right in thinking that you have a monthly option in the program where you give people information on specific coins that are performing well? Yes. So what I do, you can buy the basic program for $97 and I'll teach you the basics about cryptocurrency, how to get into it, how to open up an account, how to go into the exchanges, what strategies to use, and kind of everything that you need to know to get started in it. That's the basic program. But the thing about cryptocurrency is you have to research. And every coin I kind of look at and I buy into, I research for about 10 hours. That's just me. A lot of people might not do that. They might just jump in and not do the research, but I research for about 10 hours. So every week, I bring out a coin that I think is going to do really well. So I've said on the kind of YouTube channel, NEO, is going to do amazing this year. So it's already, I recommended it on the YouTube channel at $42 or something it was at the time. It's already gone up to $200, come back down to about $130. But yes, we can hear you. Keep talking. So, okay, I'll just keep talking. I don't know if you're going to be able to see me. Hopefully you will in a second. Oh, there I am back again. Got blacked out. Yes, Coinbase doesn't have NEO on it. Where do you suggest to buy it? That's Chris Jarrett Payne. Coinbase doesn't have NEO on it, Chris, which is a pain in the arse because it's one of the better coins, I think, and one of the biggest. It's a Chinese coin as well, but it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be as good as, if not better than, Ethereum. So you can buy it at the exchanges. Probably the best exchange you can buy it from is Binance. Binance is a good exchange to buy a lot of the coins from. And I'll just kind of link that just now. So Binance is a good is a good market to buy from. So you have to go into a market first, but you still need to go into Coinbase, buy some kind of Bitcoin, transfer it over to the market on Binance, and then buy your NEO with the Bitcoin that you've transferred over. So that's the way to do it. So there's a couple of steps involved in that. But yeah, Binance would be a good one. What website shows all Bitcoin markets, all Bitcoin options pricing? That would be www.coinmarket.com. So I've just published that just now. So I've just put a link up there. Yes, we can see you, says Jenny White. Excellent. Right. Tricia Thompson is saying only invest in small amounts. It's easy to buy but hard to sell. Yes, I would say kind of buying small amounts until you get used to it, until you become confident in what you're doing, and until you get yourself educated as well. I would say that's a good idea to do that. Jenny White, you're a computer wizard. It's just because it's on Wirecast, so I've managed to get a webcam sorted. I started playing the Twilight Zone tune in my head. That's when the screen went black. Right, Sheila Berry Edwards, what do you suggest initial investment? It depends on what you're comfortable with, what risk you're comfortable with. If I was to say to somebody just now to get started in it, I would say play it safe and go for the big coins. So I would say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Neo I would do as well as Litecoin. So I'd say the big 5 for me would be those ones. Litecoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Neo, and Ethereum. Just if you can put $500 into that and just keep it. Just keep hold of it. Even for a year or 2 years, you can see a big return on your investment. So it depends on what your kind of investment strategy is. Are you a risk taker? If you are, then you can go into kind of other smaller kind of cryptocurrencies that are just up and coming. So I'm not going to suggest to you which particular coins to get in per se, because this is all about kind of your investment strategy, if you're a risk taker or not, and how much you've got to put in as well. So I would say play it safe until you get to know the markets, till you get to know your way around what to do on Coinbase and the markets, and get to know your way around kind of cryptocurrencies in general, and get to find out more about the blockchain and how it actually works. Then once you're kind of properly clued up and you're well educated on it, then you can start to look at maybe the ICOs, for example, as well. The ICOs can bring in a lot of money for you if it's a good one. Again, you have to do the research. And that's the kind of information I give in the monthly program, whereby every week I send out a particular coin. It'll be ICOs or a good one, or even the big ones as well. I kind of send out information on as well. Danny Reynolds, how do you purchase a program you're offering for $97 you mentioned earlier? Danny, there's a link at the top of the comments. So at the top of the comments section here, in the comment section just now, you'll be able to see the link that I've got up. And I'll put it on after the video as well. After the video's gone live, you'll be able to see the link there. C. Megan Michael is saying, what is an ICO? An ICO is an initial coin offering. That's when the companies first come out. So when Ethereum came out, well, they didn't do an ICO. But say, for example, Neo. And Neo came out and they kind of offered the coin initially for, I think it was 7 cents, initially came out for. So when they came out, they had an initial coin offering so everybody could jump on it before it even started. So it's a risk because the company's maybe not got a product, they've not got a platform, they've not got really anything, they just need money to raise the money. So if we liken it to an IPO, which is an initial public offering, which is what the stock market do, if we liken it to that, that's what an ICO is. So before a company even gets started. So Neo was 7 cents, Ethereum was 7 cents when it first came out, Cardano was less than a penny, Ripple was 0.00001 of a cent when it first came out as well. So ICOs are sometimes good to get into. A lot of the ICOs are going to be crap going to market, but a lot of them have got brilliant ideas, brilliant teams, good white paper, everything going for them. So yeah, and that's what an ICO is. I'll see if there's any more questions. Sheila Berry Edwards, small amount meaning, again, it depends on how much you've got to invest. So here's what I would suggest. If you've got money kind of sitting in the bank and you say $1,000 and you can put $1,000 into the market, what I would say to you is expect that money to be lost. And by that, I don't mean thinking you're going to lose all your money. By that, I mean, don't, as money that you could afford to lose. So if you lost that initial $1,000 that you put into the cryptocurrency market, it's not going to break the bank. You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to have to sell your wife or your husband or your kids or anything, or sell a kidney. So that's what to do, is think about the money that you could afford to lose. So that's how I would suggest going into the kind of market initially. That's what I would suggest. So small amount is different for different people. A small amount to you might be $10,000. A small amount to somebody else might be $100. So it just depends on how much you've got and how much you could afford to lose. How do you sell them? Joe Puglisi is saying, how do you sell them on the markets? So if you buy on the markets, like Binance, for example, so you've got some Bitcoin from Coinbase, you send it over to Binance, you buy Neo with that Bitcoin, you then sell the Neo again into Bitcoin. So if you buy Neo for $100, and it goes up to $200, and you sell it, you've now got $200 worth of Bitcoin, depending on what the Bitcoin price is at the time that you bought and sold it. So the underlying coin is always Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is going to be around for a long, 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 long time. So the underlying currency is Bitcoin. It's just like fiat currency. So fiat currency, what you see as dollars and kind of pounds and kind of euros and stuff like that, that's what's called fiat currency. Now, in the past, that was all the underlying currency for that, or the base kind of unit for that it was all done on gold. So, you could go into a bank like 30, 40 years ago and transfer all your money into gold, because that's what fiat currency was based on, the gold price. So it was a gold standard, that's what it's called. But they done away with that system years ago. So it's like this as well. Bitcoin is your base coin. So whenever you sell something, it gets transferred into Bitcoin. Then you sell that Bitcoin, or transfer it over to Coinbase, sell it, and that's how you get the fiat money out. So it sounds a bit convoluted, but once you kind of get into it, it's not that kind of hard to think about. See Meghan Michael sell a kidney? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to sell a kidney or sell your wife or your husband or anything. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. There's a King saying, oh, Binance is better to buy with Binance Coin. Less fees. Yeah, you get 50 or it's 0.5% or 0.05% fees or something on Binance. No, it's 0.5% fees if you've got the Binance Coin. The Binance Coin is about $16 just now. So that's got its own cryptocurrency, but it's one of the best exchanges out there just now. But Binance is centralized. That means the company owns it. It's on specific servers. So what's going to happen in the future, you're going to get decentralized exchanges that you can buy and sell coins on. So when they come out, that's going to be even more bigger. It's going to be easier to buy coins as well. And you'll be able to buy with fiat currency as well. Electronium, Nancy Walters, Burkowski I don't know much about Electronium. I've kind of looked at it in the past. I've not got into it. I don't know much about it. I just know it is going to be big. One of the companies that I did buy into is called Titanium, and they're kind of aligned with Electronium as well. And they're almost setting up an alliance just now with a lot of coins like HTML coin, Electronium, and people like that. Titanium are going to be really big, I think. And that's why I bought into the ICO. And it's already doing well just now. And I think it's going to be huge in the future, but that's just kind of my opinion. But I can see Electronium doing really, really well. I'm just going to see if there's any more questions, then I'll finish up. I didn't realise how long I'd been on. So I do apologise if you've been kind of hanging around. Sheila Berry Edwards is saying, yes, I need your info on your program. The link is at the top of the comments. So you can check out the link at the top of the comments, and I'll put it on after the video as well. I'll just link it. I'll just see if, okay, I don't think we've any more questions. Marnus is saying, cheers, Stephen, thanks for sharing. My pleasure. My pleasure. I love talking about this stuff. Rajiv Gaur, how safe is it to invest in cryptocurrency? I would say, okay, think about it this way. So this will be the last thought I give you for tonight. If you put $1,000 into a savings account in a bank, at the end of 1 year, you're going to get $1,001 back. You're going to get 1% back. If you put $1,000 into government-backed bonds, you're going to get a good 5% return. So you're going to get $1,005 or $1,050 back if you put into a government-backed bond. If you put it into kind of the stock market, you're probably going to get 12% back. So if you put $1,000 in, you'll get $1,120 back out. But if you put it into cryptocurrency, just now, you put $1,000 in, chances are you're probably going to get at least $2,000 back. I'm not saying that's with any coin. You still have to do your due diligence and your research, but that's typically what you can get, and probably more than that, to be honest. Think about it that way. And when you think about it that way, then you can diversify your portfolio. If you've got $10,000, put some in a savings account, put some in a pensions account, put some into real estate, and maybe put 10% or 20% into cryptocurrency. And I'm kind of almost guarantee you that cryptocurrency is going to outdo or outperform all your other kind of investment portfolios put together. And I know the screen has gone a bit hazy just now. So I hope that helps. Kimberly Catherine, do you think cryptocurrency is going to be the one world currency? Yes, I do think in the future it's going to be used instead of fiat currency. So fiat currency is probably no longer going to exist in, I don't know, 30, 40 years' time. Probably even less than that. It's all going to be digital, and I think it's going to be in cryptocurrency. Sheila Berry Edwards, my current return is 12%, so I'm guessing I'm getting the average return. Yeah, 12% is what the stock market typically returns in a year. 5% government-backed bond, 1% is your savings just now as well. That's your typical returns. And a pension, you might get 10, 20% back in a pension if it's a fund, an exchange-traded fund or something like that. You might get that back. So it just depends. But with cryptocurrency, you've got the potential. You've seen, I've told you about my portfolio. Put $20,000 in, we're up to 420. That's a 2,000% return in less than a year. You can't argue with that. And that's during a crash as well. That's during a crash. It's not going to be like that all the time on every coin that you buy, but it's got so much more potential than any other investment that you can invest in just now. But be safe. Diversify your portfolio. Jenny White is saying brilliant info. That's big kudos coming from you, Jenny, because I know you've got in banking, that's where your background is. I know you've got 20 years in that. So thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Okay, I think that's it for just now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. If you think somebody else is going to benefit from this, please share this video. I want everybody to know about, not for them to know about my program, just to know about cryptocurrency and how it's going to change the world. That's why I want everybody to share this video as well. If you can share this video and you think somebody's going to be interested in, please share this video and like it. Like it as well. Comment on it. Let me know what you thought about it as well, about the information. And I might do one a week. I might do one show about kind of cryptocurrencies once a week if enough people are interested. So if that comes, plus I've got the YouTube channel as well that I've kind of given you the link for, and you've got a link to my program up there if you're interested in that, and you'll get to join a secret group as well, and you can sign up for the monthly option if you want as well to get 4 specific coins a month that I recommend and I do the research for. So thank you for your time. I really, really appreciate you. Hopefully this has given you a little more understanding about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and blockchain and how it's going to revolutionize the world. It's going to be amazing. But thank you to everybody who's shared. C. Megan Michael has shared, Joanne Mason Brooks, Lorraine Williamson has shared as well. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Aisha Ali, did you read all those books? Most of them, yes. A lot of them I've kind of saved because I know I'm going to read them in the future. But most of the books, I do a lot of reading when I get time, usually in the toilet or when I'm out walking the dog or something. But yeah, I've read a lot of them. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that, and please share it as I said, and please like it and hit the heart button if you liked it as well. And check out the program if you want as well. That'd be fantastic to see you in there. Okay, have a brilliant night. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.